Today's Dallas Cowboys Report is presented by Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping on all of their top-of-the-line men's grooming products when you go to manscaped.com and use promo code Cowboys. I'll tell you more about them later on in today's show. Let's get going with some Anthony Hitchens conversation here, as the former Cowboys linebacker, Cowboys legend, technically speaking, has been released as expected by the Kansas City Chiefs. And there have been plenty of Cowboys fans wondering on social media and my DMs and the comments here as well about a potential reunion for the former Dallas Cowboys linebacker. I would argue that I'm okay with it. There are some buts involved here. Beginning with this part, I think he's depth at this point. Hitchens' numbers the past couple years, his playing time, his impact, his level of play has regressed, at least a little bit. He's not a bad football player. Don't get me wrong there. But that 2018 Hitchens, that 2017, he's not the same caliber of player that he was when the Cowboys lost him to a big deal that we were all okay with losing him for because he was so expensive. So I regret to inform you, Anthony Hitchens ain't that guy anymore. He's not going to suddenly be you're locked and loaded with a great spot at linebacker. Would I give him 1 year, couple million? Sure, I could get on board with that. I don't really know how much of an upgrade he is over, say, Leighton Vander Esch at this point in his NFL career. And Hitchens, or LV, by the way, played very well down the stretch. I would argue that for a team that does need linebacker depth, Anthony Hitchens can provide that. I would not be upset if there's a 1 year, $2, $3-ish million deal for Hitchens and he replaces, Keanu Neal. As always, if a player's cheap, yeah, I've got interest. But adding Hitchens, I do not think precludes you, nor should it preclude you, from adding another bigger impact linebacker, whether that's via free agency or with a first, second, or third round pick. So, long story short, sure, I've got some interest here. Am I going to be mad if they don't get him? No, because he's not the same player he was when he left the Cowboys. His first few years in KC, the Chiefs cut him because they saved $8 million and they got better linebackers on the roster. So what do you guys think? Love to hear your answers on this one. Would you sign Anthony Hitchens as things sit right now? Type in a Y for yes you would, N for no you would not. Get those votes in for me right now in the comments section. The rest of today's show is going to be looking at some Cowboys trade ideas / targets out there. Blogging the Boys put a list of 5, and I thought the list was pretty good, so I wanted to spend some time discussing it. A couple names we've mentioned or had questions about in the past, but these are the 5 guys from Blogging the Boys. LJ Collier of the Seahawks, Chase Winovich of the Patriots, Dre Greenlaw, the 49ers linebacker. First 2 guys are edges, kind of, sort of. Well, that relates to Collier. We'll explain what I mean in a little bit. Erik McCoy, the Saints center, and then Noah Igbinoghene, the cornerback for the Miami Dolphins. Not Xavier Howard, but Noah is a lot more affordable there. So we'll break down all 5 of these guys. Before we get too far in, I want you guys, though, to pick a trade target for me. Of these 5, which one do you guys like the most? Type LC for LJ Collier, CW for Chase Winovich, DG for Dre Greenlaw, EM for Erik McCoy, and NI for Noah Igbinoghene. We'll come back to all 5 of these guys after a word about our sponsor, Manscaped, on today's video. They have launched the new Ultra Premium Collection. A bunch of great products. They've got the Hydrating Body Spray. They've got the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, because why would you use 2 different things? I refuse to. Body wash as well. Deodorant and great lip balm. By the way, you can get all of that for under $40 when you use promo code COWBOYS at manscaped.com. That is the new Ultra Premium Collection. That is just a small sampling of what Manscaped offers, from the Lawnmower 4.0, the Performance Package, etc. 20% off and free shipping on anything on the Manscaped site when you use promo code COWBOYS at manscaped.com. Let's go now player by player, beginning with LJ Collier. Of the 5, I would probably say my least favorite, but I understand and get why he was included. He is available. He has been a bust in Seattle, and the Cowboys did like him coming out of TCU. Glad he was not the pick, by the way. Affordable contract, the theme of all these guys, all 5 guys, very affordable. Blogging the Boys was right to say, hey, maybe you could get him for a late day 3 pick. I think that is his value. Because in a 3-year run with Seattle, 37 games total, not great. This production sucks. This is like what you would hope your first round pick has at minimum in year 1, not after 37 games played. Collier has unequivocally been a bad draft pick by Seattle. I also still think he'd be best at defensive tackle, and I got better 3 techs. Osa, Neville Gallimore, Tristan Hill even, I think is a better player right now, as weird as that might sound, than LJ Collier. Could not get on the field very much for Seattle last year. I don't have much interest. Now, when I went through my trade targets list, which you can find on the channel, I'll make sure it's in the copy, both the description and in the comment section for you, Chase Winovich was on my list. I think he's a good target. He has fallen out of favor in New England, but he had 5.5 sacks in each of his first 2 years. He's very cheap. He's affordable. I think he's not that much different of a player than, say, Dorrance Armstrong. His pressure rate is really good, over 11% in a small sample role. Now, he is your kind of stand-up edge. I don't know if he can truly hold up as a in-the-dirt defensive end, but if you're going to lose, say, Dorrance Armstrong in free agency, I have no problem sending what I think would be a late day 3 pick for this player. I would do that in a heartbeat. I think it'd be a good addition by Dallas. Play him, could even get fetched a comp pick down the road. So my answer is fairly clear of these 2, but we're a show for you guys, so I want to hear what you have to say. Pick one to trade for. Type in 1 for LJ Collier or type in 2 for Chase Winovich. Let's go to off-ball linebacker now, Dre Greenlaw. He is a good football player, but he's battled injuries this past year. The Niners got to get creative with how they manage their linebacker because they're fairly deep at the position, and the Niners could save $2.5 million by trading him, which I would gladly pay, plus maybe a 4th or a 5th round pick for Greenlaw because he would start for me. This would free up my 1st round pick to take a different position player, and I could get by with Greenlaw, Jabril Cox, and Micah Parsons too, of course, at that off-ball linebacker role. Do I love Greenlaw in coverage? Not always, but he's a good run stopper. And given Jabril Cox's weaknesses in terms of coming out of LSU as a run stopper, linebacker is an area of focus for run stopping I would like to get. Greenlaw, trade your say one of your 5th round picks, might be a little bit too Cowboys friendly, but now you got a starter at linebacker. I'm all in. All right, Cowboys Report. If you want free videos, you have come to the right spot. Daily news, rumors, analysis on free agency, trades, draft, etc. Hit that big red button and subscribe. We have not done it yet. We have not yet doubled up the Washington Commies official utility, which I want to get to before the draft. We're not that far away, so if you want free videos on the Dallas Cowboys, hit that big red button and subscribe right now. One of the best names, in fact, the best name on this list, Erik McCoy. There is a chance the Saints enter a rebuilding phase, and they could ship off various players. Now, I don't think McCoy ends up getting dealt, but trying to, pillage other players from a team that's not in great shape moving forward does make sense. Instant upgrade at center at less than $3 million this year, and a prime extension candidate for you along the offensive line as well. His run grade was not elite, but I think he's a much better football player overall than what Tyler Biadasz is. So Biadasz then becomes your backup center. Hell, maybe you trade him away. It's a possibility, whatever. He's your new center. If you were to go trade for Erik McCoy, you could still move La'el Collins to left guard, make Terrence Steele your right tackle, and you know what? I think that's a better offensive line than what you had last year, at least down the stretch when your left guard had his worst game in a long time in the playoffs, and even your entire unit kind of struggled at various points. So name a player then who you guys want to trade for. This is the Blogging the Boys list, and I want to hear from you. Drop a player name in the comments. One request, please keep it at least somewhat realistic. One more name. No, not Xavier Howard. Noah Igbinoghene. The former first-round pick, simply put, cannot get on the field. in Miami. Now, he might not be the normal target for Dan Quinn. Doesn't have the arm length that he prefers. But 2 years, under $4 million, not that bad for a late first-round pick. The issue is that Noah's not been good out there. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if he's not traded if he gets cut this upcoming year. Now, maybe the coaching change makes things feel better for him in Miami, but his coverage stats have not been very good. I'll also put this out there as it relates to corner. As things sit right now, I would argue your top 6 guys are back. Apologies to Maurice Kennedy, but Trayvon Diggs, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Kelvin Joseph, Nashawn Wright, and Reggie Robinson are all back under contract next year. Now, you could move on from Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis. That's fine. I get that. You don't, as it sits right now, though, have the level of need at corner that we might have expected entering this year. I'm always down to add more talent, but I think if you're bringing in a corner, even one of a lower tier like Noah Igbinoghene from a investment standpoint, you're talking late day 3 pick here, you have to free up room on your cornerback roster to actually make that fit right now. If you guys have any Cowboys questions or trade ideas, as always, hit me up on Twitter. My DMs are open at What Going Downey. The link will be in the comments and the description as well.